Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? It is Saturday, January 15th. And just in case my mom actually watches this particular video, it's first off, I got to tell you, it's kind of freaky. It's kind of awesome also that your mom watches your videos, even though you're 50 years old. So thanks, mom. Today is your birthday. I want to wish you a happy birthday. Thank you for all you did for my sister and I. You made some choices that I would not have made, but thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope it is sunny and bright and all that good stuff when you get out there. So, again, Mom, happy birthday. I will call you later, probably about 11 o'clock. I know how you like to sleep in. So, yes, folks, my mom is a night owl. I'm an early bird, so I'll probably call her and wish her a happy birthday probably 11 o'clock today. So, yeah, shout out, mom. All right. So, yes, my puppies are sleeping. I have Sunny in my lap, which if he wakes up, I will show him later. But right now, he is asleep. So, again, remember, questions are for you. I have some ideas. I have questions. I have topics. One rental at a time. Three Amigos, Eight Multimillionaires, Daily Financial News, the book. All of this stuff we do is for you. We are all trying to help 1 million people over the next several decades close on their first or next real estate investment. In order to do that, I need you to like, subscribe, comment. I need you to share in your real estate groups, in your Facebook groups, Instagram, all of that stuff. Please help share. Oh, look at that. Sonny just woke up. Didn't like me being loud. So, hey, everybody, here's Sonny. Are you 6 months yet? I don't think you're 6 months yet. I think he's 5.5 months. He's about 6 pounds now. So, he's itty bitty. He's pretty tiny. So, one of the things I'm doing, because now I have an office coming along. Yes, I got high speed internet. I have 1 gig hard line. I do have Wi-Fi for guests, but no hard line for everything. I've run it to each spot. I'm paying $500 a month for high speed internet. It better work. So a couple of things about the office. Instead of having about, I don't know, what is this, 5 square feet to talk to you, I'm now going to have almost 500 square feet, and I can create different spots. One thing I'm going to do is I bought a huge cork board. It's probably 3 feet by 4 feet. It's huge. Actually, I bought two of them. One of them, I am going to put book selfies. All of you send me pictures. I want to encourage that. So you are going to have a section in my office where we have book selfies displayed. So again, if you take a book selfie, you tag me on Instagram, one rental at a time, there is a very good chance that you will end up in my office with me. If you send me nice little private messages, I will also likely cut those out and put them on the board. That is what I'm trying to do. I already have enough. I'm adding more for my own portfolio, but this is about all of you. So I love hearing about the wins, the private messages. I will cut them out. I will always hide last names, as I think it's nobody's business, but I will leave your first name. So yes, you are going to have a spot in my office that is very prominent, where all of your selfies and messages are there. I will continue to add to that. So I look forward to highlighting that. Second, I'm going to have the other cork board is going to be my personal, what do they call it? God, why am I drawing a blank? Basically, vision board. Vision board. So I'm going to show you what things I'm trying to get done. I don't know that I do a great job of it. I'm trying to be better. So you will see my vision board. It'll be broken up probably into 4 components. One kind of me, one the business or the brand, this, that, the other thing. So again, I plan to be even more open with what is going on. So you will see that. I'm also creating a Hall of Fame or an expert, actually not Hall of Fame, an expert wall of fame. So I just bought 24 picture frames where I will be putting in my weekly experts. They will have a 8.5, 8x10. I guess they're all 8x10. So they will be featured prominently because, again, all of my weekly experts are a big part of this channel. And I will be asking you, who else should we be looking to add to the Wall of Fame? So the key to be a Wall of Fame is it's somebody that I could reach out to return my call and do interviews. It doesn't have to be weekly, but certainly probably monthly or when needed. So again, I plan to celebrate everyone who's a part of One Rental at a Time. I plan to, do some walkabouts and walkarounds because, again, it's 500 square feet. It's really like 3 rooms, 3 small rooms. So lots of wall space, lots of stuff to do. We were there yesterday putting up one of the walls or one of the soundboards. We're going to go back. I think I probably will record there. There's 2 kind of big items that I'm waiting for before I rent a truck. It turns out a SL 550 is not a great car to move bookshelves and desks around. So right now we have a bunch of boxes waiting to be put in a truck. I don't want to do it 5 times. So I got 2 more big items that I think come by Wednesday next week. So maybe next week we record there. I'm hoping, actually, you know what? Let's hope that this video next week is from the office. Yeah, let's hope that. So yeah, it's coming along good. I have some big plans, lots of fun. It gives me a lot more space because, again, I'm talking to you from a 5-foot square area in my kid's bedroom. So it should be fun. So feel free to ask about the office if you want. I don't know what else to say other than I'm excited. I will have a podcast studio, one of the small rooms. My vision for it is we're putting on those black soundproof eggshell things on all the walls. I'll probably have 2 desks in there so we could do live podcasts or live interviews, right? I'm not going to invite you to my house and do an interview, but how would you like to see the lumberjack, Dion, and I, or any of my experts, like live interviews? That would be pretty cool. So I am going to do that. I will obviously, the bigger room, I'll have my office with the traditional bookshelf behind me. And then I'll have another section where I'll do my daily financial news. And then I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's also expensive, but it's fun. So I'm going to lean on the fun side this morning. So that's what I got for you today. Let's say hi to everybody that is joined. Nathan, good morning. Ultimate Bargains. Jeffrey, how you doing, man? Hope you're feeling well. Every day is Saturday, man. So hope things are going well for you. Howdy, Dion. How are you? Yes, Jeffrey, my dogs are sleeping. Sunny is now on the ground, out cold. And actually, I don't know if you can hear it, but Happy is actually snoring. She's so tired. Oh, Nathan, happy birthday, Mother Zuber or Mom Zuber. That's awesome. Tamika, thank you for that. Sean, thank you. That's very nice of you. Good morning, all. Happy birthday, moms. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, guys. You guys are so awesome. Yes, reliable internet. Yep. Best thing I've mentioned was the inertia of going from 0 to 1. I think there's a book, From 0 to 1. I agree. I think there is a book. And if you write it, Chester, I'll write the forward or write your review or whatever you would like. The hardest step is 0 to 1, then 1 to 4, then 4 to 10, and then wherever you would like to go from there. I totally agree with you. No Condon, good morning. Nathan, good morning. Basilio, good morning. Oh, and Janet, good morning. Oh, here we go. Chester, speaking of walkthroughs, I mentioned to Matt and Dion that I'd like to see each of you do a walkthrough of a property that you're looking to invest in or one you've recently bought. Yeah, so Chester, if you go to my channel, I think there's a playlist called Walkthroughs, I think. So I've done that in the past. There's probably 40 videos. The last couple I bought were tenant occupied, so I didn't bother doing them. But yep, I have a whole playlist for that. So yep, it is there already. Actually, you also have before and after videos, and there's a lot of videos there, and the whole playlist. Enjoy. It's probably, I don't know, 70 videos there maybe. I wasn't always good in the beginning about putting stuff in playlists, but yeah, I agree with you. I've done walkthrough videos all the time. Yep. Are we in a housing bubble? And is it still a good time to buy more homes? Okay. I do not think we are in a housing bubble. I don't know really what a bubble would be defined by. So I guess what I will say there is I will say this, Randy. Last year was last year was unhealthy. I've been doing this for 20 some odd years, and let's just say a national housing price increase of 19% in 1 year, not healthy. Not healthy. It could be the start of a bubble. It could be the start of a bubble. If we have another year of 19% and then another year of 19% or thereabouts, yeah, it could be a bubble. However, if it actually goes from 19% to, say, inflation of 7 or 8%, then no, we do not have a bubble. A bubble in real estate is caused when you pull demand off the sidelines that should get a no answer from a bank. It happens when you rush in your expectations for appreciation. It is when lending becomes laxed and non-responsive. It is when first-time buyers who should be renters become homeowners only to lose it in the future. There's no chance we are in a housing bubble today that will pop this year. It could be the start of a multi-year blow up. I don't think so. What I would watch for here, Randy, is first-time home buyers. There are vibrations in the wind, and we've already seen a couple of things from FHFA that I talked about this week. If there is a huge force, impact, free money, 40-year mortgages, all of these things, we could blow up the bubble, and it could be a problem in 23, but probably more like a problem in 24. We are not in a housing bubble today. We will not have a 50% crash like some channels are calling for. I'm willing to bet with them once again for a donation to charity. But yeah, now to your second question. Is it a good time to buy homes? I have no idea. I don't know your market. I could tell you that in my market, I'm still writing offers every week. I will still be buying this year. I don't speak for other people's market. I think giving somebody $5 to talk about your market because of a pretty chart is comical and insulting all at the same time. There are so many factors, so many things. When you are good at this game and you know your average market, you can find good or great deals all the time. I've been buying for 21 years now. I've bought in all cycles. In my book, One Rental at a Time, I talk about 2 periods where I paused for 6 months because something weird was going on. Other than that, I think it is always a great time to buy a great deal. I plan to buy at least $2 million in property this year. So I don't know about you, Randy. Don't know your market. Don't know your situation. I can only talk about Olivia and I. We will be buying this year. So it's 2 weeks. We've written, I don't know, 10 offers already. So we're trying to buy. That's all I can say. Yep. Did I hear happy and sunny? Yep. I think you did. Yeah. Happy is busy snoring. Yep. Chester, live interviews would be awesome. I look forward to doing that too. Good morning, Dion. How are you? Today's 12 weeks after the stroke. I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you're out. I guess, what do they call that? Not recouping, but physical therapy. I hope all of that is going well and you're getting stronger and stronger. How do you feel about the new first-time homebuyer program? Janet, I got to be dangerous because there's so many first-time homebuyer programs. I don't want to speak because I don't know which one you're referring to. Let me say this. I think first-time homebuyer programs that help people get on the property ladder and big bold letters, stay on the property ladder are awesome. Awesome. Sonny, how you doing? Sonny wants back up. Sorry. So again, right, I grew up in a very financially unstable household. We're talking having going away parties and weekends from losing the home. So I know what it's like to pack up your stuff because the big bad bank's coming on Monday. I know what that's like. I can remember that. It sucks. It's horrible. I don't wish that on anyone. It's traumatic. It impacts generations. So if we're talking about first-time homebuyer programs that just help Washington feel good and say, "Oh, look, homeownership is up 1%," and then 2 years later we have a housing crash because people that should have got a not yet got a yes. I hate those. I think I think those do more harm than good. The few first-time homebuyer programs I've seen recently are actually okay. There seems to be enough um, safeguards that when you're actually qualified. Again, getting on the property ladder is awesome, but staying on the property ladder has to be the goal. So as long as the first-time homebuyer programs do that, Janet, I'm all for it. All for it. Realize that that is something that probably occurs in 2022 in a low inventory environment, which to Randy's question earlier could be a cause for the bubble to blow in year 2. So you got to tie all of this stuff together. Nathan, did you ever get anything for your deal of the decade? I did not. I did not. We actually got relatively close on a kick-ass lakefront house. The lakefront house, just kind of high level. It was asking 1.6 million. It was like 4,700 square feet right on the lake, like lakefront with a dock. I was trying to pick it up for like 115. It was going to be like the second home kind of office mashup thing, maybe Airbnb kind of stuff. But we were off by about $100,000, and I didn't want to come up. I was going to get some seller financing too. It was a pretty decent structure, but we ended up being $100,000 apart, and then yeah, so that was the closest. I think we got. I think there was a house in Clovis we got within $20,000. Yeah, I think that was it. I think we wrote like 25 offers, 20. I think it was 27 offers. Tricky at this point. Yeah. One of the reasons that got me over the edge, because I yesterday when I talked to Dion, or maybe it was Thursday, Dion and Matt, an extra $2,000 a month expenses. I don't do that lightly. But when I thought about it, one of the things that I can't do in this little 5 square foot space is do a whiteboard presentation, like, and really break stuff down. So that was like, hey, I can go get a 8.5 by 5 foot whiteboard. We can really get after stuff. That was kind of the thing that's like, okay, stop being cheap. If you really want to help people, go for it. But then I only signed a 6-month lease, so I kind of I don't know. I'm weird. I don't know. I just couldn't sign a year lease. Ugh. But we'll see. But I did get an agreement if I extend the rent stays. So I got 6 months with a year option. So that's okay. But yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. I'm just weird. Yeah, it should be fun. I look forward to it. Not a housing bubble per se, but more about everything bubble. I'm going to mention Dion Financial's quote. It's a good day to buy a great deal. I totally agree. Good morning, Han. How are you? Janet, recession is coming. Woo. So Janet, if you've been on my channel for a while, which I think you have, I started seeing the possibility of a recession like 90 days ago. I'm like, ooh, Q4 is going to be awesome. Q1, Q2 soft. Do we have does Q3 go negative? And folks, if you don't know what a recession is, it's negative GDP, not negative real GDP, right? So if you have 7% inflation, GDP has to go down 8%, right? It's not inflation adjusted. And that's 8% in real terms, not nominal. And anyways, you got to get real negative growth. And basically, inflation can make GDP look good, I guess is what I'm saying. I would say, Janet, it's, I don't know, how should I say this? I still think we could start a recession in Q3. But part of me feels like it probably stretches to Q1 of 23. let me be very clear. A recession is coming. In fact, multiple recessions are coming. It's part of the business cycle. It's part of capitalism. The question is when. That's the $20 million question. I haven't seen anything recently that makes me think a recession doesn't start in Q3. It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah, it just doesn't. So, yes, a recession is coming. The question is when. I don't know. I would say the base case right now is 2023, but it really could start Q3. It really could. It really could. So that's what I think. Hey, Chris, good morning. How are you? Thanks for watching. Folks, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, be a part of the channel, invite others. Let's have an amazing day. All right. Chester, I found it. From Zero to One by Peter Thiel. Oh, how funny. It's on startups, but the relevance of the quote, get on the property ladder and get to one is the motivation. Yes. What is your thoughts on how many buyers are on the sideline and waiting to buy until prices drop? Ooh, I've never been asked that question. So let's split vocabulary just a little bit because I think it's important. And I think it's actually really important. So let's call it home buyers and investors because I think it's different answers. And I think it's the collection because the inventory doesn't change, but the buyer attitudes do. So home buyers, what I mean by a home buyer, that's mom and dad living in the home, right? I bet you that's a really big number. I don't know how to quantify really big, but it's big. I think there's a lot of people kind of my age, maybe a decade younger, who remember the Great Recession and remember how cheap real estate was. And for whatever reason, they have convinced themselves, they have inundated their minds with crash videos. And they're like, we're going to keep renting until housing crashes, not realizing that that was a once in a lifetime event. My market went down 72%, I think, peak to trough. That will not happen again in my lifetime. It is very, very unlikely. Could it go down 5, 6, 7, 8, 10? Maybe. I don't see it, but sure. 72? No, not likely. No. But I think there are a lot of home buyers, and I think they regret it because I just did a 10-year challenge video with, who was that with? I think that was Stephen Dow yesterday. Maybe it reposted this morning. I don't know when I posted it, but there's this 10-year challenge on Facebook where you show yourself 10 years ago and yourself today. So I can't bring it up now because this is live, but we looked at my 50-year spreadsheet back to 2012. Interest rates were slightly higher, but pretty much the same 10 years ago, 2012. Wages were down, or I guess they're up 50% from 50K to 75K in a decade. That's family of four. Real estate. Real estate went from what was it? I don't remember. I want to say 210 to 350, something like that. And we did a leveraged return. Your return was 600%. So there's a lot of people waiting for a crash. Now, investors, that's another good. I hope investors are more numbers oriented. Because again, Dion talks about, I think it was a duplex or a fourplex or whatever he bought. He actually paid more than he thought he would, but got a better deal, right? Because you got to do the math. You got to do the numbers. So my hope is investors are like that. I do think there's a lot of wannabe investors. They're not on my channel, right? We talk about this stuff all the time, but they're probably on all the other YouTube channels of people who don't own real estate and aren't making moves. That's why I love all the experts on this channel because we're all making moves in our business seemingly every week, right? Anna Kelly wrote 2 offers on beachfront property. The Lumberjack just wrote an offer, and I think he got accepted on a 10 unit. Dion's actively doing a cash out refi so he can buy some more stuff. I just refied an office building so I can buy more stuff. So we're numbers oriented. So I think there's a lot of homeowners, mom and dad, waiting for a crash. Sorry. More expensive now, higher rates. Talk about a double whammy. I hope investors are more numbers oriented. And again, if you're sitting on the sidelines and you need help, how to get started one rental at a time is amazing. One of the big things I look to put up in my office is a huge sign that talks about the 7 ORAT rules. ORAT is one rental at a time, if you're wondering. Number 1 is focus. Number 2 is daily discipline. Number 7 is audit your network. I don't remember all 7 off the top of my head, but I know what we're doing here makes a difference. I know it builds confidence. So yeah, that's kind of a long-winded answer. Hopefully that makes sense. I got a little lost in my thoughts. Where did I go? Where did I go? You guys are awesome. Look at this. I'm trying to scroll up to my last question. I got distracted. Okay, here we go. Brian, good morning. How much more could it go up before it's unaffordable considering all this inflation? Well, every market is different, Brian. Your question on affordability is the number 1 question. I wrote about it in my book. Affordability is my stoplight indicator, green, yellow, red. I can only talk about my market. Please go research yours. My market of Fresno, California today has an affordability score of 40. As I state in my book, I only get nervous at 25 and I get scared at 20. We are not close to 25 today. To get to an affordability score of 25, which is the yellow flag, prices could probably go up 30%. Rates can go up 1%. But again, remember, affordability is wages. All of these idiots on YouTube that talk about price and rate forget another important factor, wages. Jamie Dimon is talking about wage inflations for hedge funds, asset managers. If he is seeing wage inflation for 6-figure earners, it is everywhere. And just like the 1970s, Brian, we can have interest rates go up 300 basis points and have housing go up 100%. If you listen to these idiots on YouTube that talk about real estate crashing, they would tell you that real estate has to fall 30%. They are mathematically uneducated. It is not the case. It is about wages. And if wages increase enough, rents will go up, properties will go up. It is a very simple math that they have failed to understand. And as I've said, we are in an environment that feels like the 70s. And again, 1970s. Rates go up 300 basis points. So just for grins, that's like 3% to 6%. All of these people on YouTube say that real estate should fall 30%. Well, guess what? Property went up 100% because of wages. Wages, yes. Oh, look at that. My sister joined. And don't forget, it's your mother's birthday today. It's your mother's birthday. Chris, do you see now is a good time to buy the home builder stock, DR Hunt, KB Homes, etc.? These companies seem to have a bright outlook with supply shortage. Thanks. Chris, I am definitely not your stock guy. I'm trying to learn, what do you guys call it when you look at charts? I'm trying to learn technical trading, which is just like a hobby for me. I'm not a stock guy. I won't make advice. I know that rates were up and they got hammered. I'm sorry. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not a stock guy. I've never looked at their financials. I don't know their inventory. I don't know how many lots they have. I don't know. There's so many things that go into stocks. Yeah, don't know. Sorry. Sean, I think Diamond is right. This will be a great year, but I think it caused that's what happened towards the end of the cycle. Yeah, I know Jamie Dimon's been in the news a lot lately. I don't know which article you might be referring to. It sounds like you're talking about Jamie Dimon talking about a blow off top, like the last hurrah of a year. If that's what he's saying, I don't I don't have the same outlook. I actually think Q4 was the last hurrah. I think the one that just ended was the last hurrah. I think I see slowdown, pain, and frankly, opportunity. I'm excited, right? I read, actually, I could read it again. This is what I got from a mortgage banker yesterday, right? It's a text that I printed out so I could read it. Well, I give you permission to cry. Today just plain sucked. Yesterday's strong finish showed a bit of hope that we could be improving, but today has crushed those hopes in the worst way. Markets are starting to price in more Fed rate increases, and it looks like we are going to see rates move higher, and we could push into the fours. That is fours for owner ox, not investors. If we get in the fours for owner ox, we could be in fives for investors. What a brutal day. Monday is a holiday, Martin Luther King Day. Bonds closed, so we have to see what next week brings. So clearly he was having a bad day. I'm excited because what happens when that happens? First, affordability, back to an earlier question, forgive me, I don't know who brought it up, goes down, which means less yes answers from banks, which means me, the investor, can go find more opportunities. I don't have to make a decision in 7 seconds, maybe in 7 days instead. So that whole text, which was all negative and cranky, I am super excited. I want the market to slow down. I hate having to decide in 7 seconds. So the fact that I'm doing the work and the market is slowing down, oh, by the way, how we called it, oh, by the way, we took out money when it was cheap and easy, not today. Again, follow the channel. We really do this stuff. We're not just some person talking in his mom's basement. Ugh. Yeah, so I'm excited. So I don't have a rosy picture about this year. So I didn't see that article. If there's an article that says Jamie Dimon thinks 2022 is going to be good, you can send it to me, Sean. DM me on Instagram. I'd love to read it. I didn't see it. Chester, essentially taking off the guardrails that prevent crashes, i.e. free money, ninja loans, 50% would probably lead to a flat-out housing blow-up. Sure, they're not going to do that. A lot of those ninja loans, I think, are illegal now. I don't know that for sure. I know that neg-am loans are not allowed. But yeah, anything's possible. I just don't see it happening. The memory's still too new. Hey, Nessie, good morning. Hopefully I said that right. Would that be Nessie or Nessie? I'm going to go Nessie. You can tell me if I'm wrong, though. And I apologize if I'm wrong. Do you think a 40-year mortgage is coming? How about adjustable rates? Are they coming back? So yes, I do think a 40-year mortgage is coming. I think it will only come to first-time home buyers. Again, what I see this giveaway administration doing is they're going to do everything they can to help the first-time home buyers buy, and they want to make it more expensive for investors, which I totally get. Totally fine. Totally understand. Unfortunately, all they're going to do is make housing more expensive. Unless you fix supply, none of this nonsense works. If you have 12 things and demand today is 36, right? You've got 12 and demand is 36. The 12's going up until only 12 can buy it, right? Supply and demand is undefeated. If you have 12 today and 36, and you add a first-time homebuyer program that doesn't fix the 12, and your 36 goes to 60, what do you think happens to prices? Everything from the giveaway administration today that I have seen is about demand, not supply. I would love to see some supply stuff. That would be cool. Because again, I think being on the property ladder is amazing things. You could look at all the stats. A homeowner is far wealthier than renters. I'm all for it. But we can't have people on the property ladder for 2 years and then lose. Can't have it. We've been there, done that. Don't repeat. And if you only goose demand without fixing supply, all you're going to have is mom and dad pay more for housing. So, yeah. Oh, look at that. The lumberjack is here. Matt, how you doing? Hope all is well. I hope it's not negative 17. Good morning, Mike. Do you still predict a recession this year? I don't know what I said earlier. I'm going to say it's 2023, although I don't feel good about the second half. It just doesn't feel right. Doesn't be all right. But again, I think we will have a recession. I'm going to call it Q1 of 23 at this point. In my humble opinion, the economy would boom for everyone by bringing back fully assumable mortgage, but central banks make money by originating loans, not from interest charge. I'm not sure it's the central banks that make money, but banks in general, yes. I actually think assumable loans, with a few safeguards are, yeah, I agree. One of the reasons the housing crash got so bad is the banks had to take them back because the loans were not assumable. Yep. Yep, I agree. Chester, admittedly, in my market, I'm watching things that are ridiculously expensive. 3.2s at 380 to 430, still getting snapped up, but I'm also seeing a lot more foreclosures. What market are you in? Because a 3.2 in my market, well, the market I live, it's probably 1.5 million. The market I invest in, a 3.2 is probably 350, maybe 325, somewhere in there. I haven't seen any foreclosures, but hey, yeah, you tell everybody not to pay rent or not to pay the mortgage and then they lose their job. Yeah, it would make sense. I'm not seeing foreclosures anywhere. I'm seeing some filings, but again, I think I did a video. Foreclosures up 88%. Stop watching those videos. 88% foreclosures going up when last year they were illegal is laughable. It's laughable. It's like going from 1 to 2. Technically, it's up 100%. It was illegal last year. So why are we? I don't know. These people making videos are crazy. Yes, George Gammon style whiteboard videos. Yes, that's my vision. I like George Gammon. I like him. I think he communicates complex topics in a manner that is easily digestible. I'd love to interview George Gammon someday. Yeah, I like him. I'm in Central Texas, and yes, I have wrote 5 offers last week to get outbid on all of them. Everything here is 100K more than last year. Yeah, Randy, all I can tell you is to keep doing the work. I know it. I know what it's like. I wrote offers the last 2 weeks, didn't get anything. It's daily discipline and focus, man. If it was easy, everybody would do it. The market will turn. It always does. I've been doing this a long time. I don't know, Randy, if you were with me in 2020 on this channel. I think I wrote 300 offers in 2020 and got 0. So just keep going. Make sure they're great deals. All the owner could do is say no, and you just keep going. Dion, top 5. Okay. Thank you video about schlag locks. I saved the info in Amazon. Cool. Tsunami warning West Coast. Anyone with beachfront start may want to check on them. Yeah, I heard about that. Hawaii had 3 feet or something. There was an underwater volcano somewhere out there. I did hear about that. California is seriously considering universal health care. Your thoughts? Under what circumstances would make you leave the state and invest elsewhere? I can't speak for the universal health care or thoughts. Nonsense. I can tell you, I saw yesterday, again, I talked about in the daily financial news that Gavin Newsom's looking to raise our taxes again. It's funny. Last night I said, Olivia, might be time to leave. So that was pretty late. I go to bed early. She stays up. So we probably are talking about it this weekend. If that goes through, yeah. This state is run by, well, he's a cheater. He cheated on his wife with his best friend's wife. How icky is that? He's just a bad guy. Do as I say, not as I do. He has rich and powerful friends who bend his ear. He's a bad guy. He's bad. He's a rotten human being. And to hear that he's running as the lead, it's just bad. I hate that guy. He's the only. I don't use hate very often. He's the only one that I could think of that I could say that. Lots of people annoy me, but I hate him. Yeah, he's bad. I could say we're talking about it now. And she's like, well, where would we go? And I'm like, well, what state has 0 income tax or state income tax? So I don't know. The fact that we leave is, yeah, I don't know. We're talking about it for the first time because of what I saw yesterday. Yeah, no, not talking about universal health care. I'm not being dragged into that. I am against raising taxes. They're talking about raising taxes $163 billion in 1 year. Yeah, I'm not dragged into politics. Haha, sidestep that. Gotcha. Where am I going? Where am I? Man, this is a fun day. Home buyers overpaying, investors are not. That's why inventory in the market is either ridiculously overpriced or gets snapped up insanely priced. Yep, correct. You guys are talking about tsunami. That's cool. Google. That's all I can tell you. For if you're in California, it's actually done by the CAR.org, California Association of Realtors. I would probably look up the realtor organization for your state. That would be my guess. But in this case, Google is your friend. Financial literacy is rare because it's not taught in government public schools. Well, it's not. I went to a private school. It ain't taught there either. Let's be fair. Watch your video with Matt. Are we saying there's a recession coming and there will be buying opportunities? But on the other hand, you also said supply and demand wins usually. So again, I keep trying to be clear. Maybe I'm not. An economic recession is coming without question. They happen all the time. The question is when. When a recession occurs, all that's going to happen in housing is a slowdown. Inventory today is at a record low level. Let's just say inventory should be at a 6. We're at a 1. So inventory might triple or quadruple in a recession because more sellers, less buyers. Doesn't matter. Inventory is going to take a while to get back. What happens in a recession for investors? Us. I get the opportunity to comb through everything and find the motivated seller. I am not talking about a housing crash. It is not coming. But can I find the 1, the 2, the 3 opportunities to make a deal? Absolutely. So real estate is not the stock market. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen to everything. But in a recession, if you are paying attention, you can find the 2 or 3 listings where the owner needs to get out, where they're moving to Texas. The U-Haul is packed. And if you can close fast, you can get a discount. It does not mean there's a housing crash. I'm telling you to do the work, to continue to do the work, and do the work every day to uncover the great deals. I hope that is clear. Chester, in the 70s, rates doubled. Yes, they did. I've talked about it many times. I think that was the reference. Whatever. Could 100% go from 3 to 6 and still be mostly affordable? Exactly. I bought my first property, a duplex in 1980s, 100% finding, 13%, and made money. Lived on one side, rented. Dude, you were house hacking in the 80s. Awesome. Our first owner-occupied home was 1978, 7 3/4, and happy to get it. 5% will change the market, not end it. Like Mike says, do the work. Thank you. Mike, I'm in California market, just like you. When you acquire a single-family home, do you get a tenant-occupied home up to market rent? Let's say $500-600 is the difference. Well, usually yes, until Gavin Newsom, that individual that annoys me. You have rent control. Houses are a little different. Units, rent control. A house you can, I think, still, but again, check with your tenant attorney. The best answer in a house would be to give them notice for a full remodel, which is still a reason to evict. Do the full remodel and then put a new tenant in. I think it is 5% plus inflation with a cap of 10%. But again, check, verify that. That's just memory, and my memory sucks. But yeah, it would. If I was going to buy a house and rent is $2,000 and they're at $1,000, I would give them a 90-day notice. Telling them that I'm going to do a full remodel, which is still a reason to vacate. I would have to pay their deposit back in full, and I may have to pay up to the month rent in moving expenses. I think that's what's in the bill, which I would do happily. Then I would do my remodel, and I'd rent it out for $2,000. I think that's what California forces us to do. I don't want to do it, but that's what California forces us to do. Thank you for all your help. What advice do you have for choosing a property management company? Signs to tell the good and bad. Any when recommended LA area? Thank you. Nobody, nobody in LA. Although I do talk to an expert that's in Southern California, Omar, on Tuesdays. Omar Alfaro. You might want to reach out to him. The only thing I can tell you about a property manager is they all talk a good game. I had to fire the first 5, so clearly I'm not a great example. The one thing I can tell you that worked for me is the one that I've stuck with for a decade now, or 12 years. The owner, like the person at the very, very top, he is an investor. I'm not talking, hey, I have a home. No, this guy at the top's got, well, when I met him, he had 10 units, and now he's got a gazillion units. So yeah, I want the owner to be an investor like me. Yeah, that's the best thing I found. Nisi. I'm sorry, I mispronounced it. Nisi. Thank you. I will be better next time. Nisi. I think it's going to be a two-way shift for financing, increase first-time homebuyer program, and more importantly, make difficult for second invest. Absolutely. Know thyself. I believe that 100%. I believe that is already happening, and I believe it will come out as public, like, statements. FHFA, help first-time homebuyers, damn the second home, damn the rich, help this. Yes, I absolutely think that. Make it more expensive for non-first-time homebuyers to buy a home, removing access to cheap money. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, absolutely. What interest rate do you consider no longer cheap for cash-out refis? Assume, I don't know. I think that's a lot of talk about people getting spoiled at 3%. I can tell you this: 6% is kind of my line in the sand. I don't know if I have the same now, but for a long time, I tried to get all my debt that was over 6% paid off, and I didn't bother with it. I mean, I paid it, but it wasn't a focus if it was under 6%. But again, you got to do the math. It's not about the interest rate. It's about the payment. It's about what you can do with the equity. Let me tell you this. If I had an opportunity to borrow at 10%, that would make me 30%, I would do that deal. People, there's a lot of kind of newer folks in the game that are all focused on the rate. The rate doesn't matter. I want to at least double the cost of capital. So if it costs me 5, I want to make 10. If it costs me 8, I want to make 16. That's how I think of debt. I did not predict that Newsom was going to lose. That is an incorrect statement. I predicted that Meet Kevin had no chance. That's what I did say. I never predicted that Newsom would lose. I certainly hoped he would lose. But in this deep blue state, Pretty Boy was always going to win. I never said he was going to lose. That is an incorrect statement. You're trying to get me upset. It's not going to work. Most of George's videos are useless as nothing came true. I don't know what that means. George's? I think you're talking about George Gammon, probably. I'm not talking about predictions. I'm talking about how he educates on topics. And I was referring to his whiteboard. Let's not get off topic. He's a proponent of real estate crashing despite QE. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about educating people. I don't know why we're talking about that. Hey, Mike, how do you deal with sprinklers in your lease? I have a tenant shut mine off and fried the lawn. Well, in my, I'm going to say single family homes, lawn care is on the tenant. I don't actually use sprinklers because water is ridiculously expensive. I don't care about a fried lawn. In Fresno, lots of them. Actually, in Fresno, you can't even have lawns most of the time because of the drought. I didn't buy because of him. I don't know what that means. It's probably George Gammon again. Sorry, you should always do your work. I never called for a crash, that's for sure. Wow, this is fun. I'm not going to get into politics. Specifically from the Maryland side, right outside the city. Okay. All right. You guys want to talk about healthcare? Go ahead. There's time for that. Tax-free state of New Hampshire. I like it. There's my sister again. Nice. Love Power Network. Michael has a place once he moves out of California. You guys are great. Just thought of buying any virtual real estate in the metaverse. Nope. Nope. Oh, interest rate. Got it. Sorry. Okay, you guys want to talk about politics? I'm not going there. My market appreciation is strong. Properties break even or cash flow minimally. This is on low down house hacks. Oh, low down house hacks. Obviously, no alligators, but would you purchase in this scenario? So again, house hacking is nothing I've done. I think it is amazing. In fact, the Lumberjack and Dion brought it. Todd Baldwin's brought stuff. I interviewed Spencer Cornelia yesterday, which was pretty awesome. He's huge. In that example, you're actually living for free. So I don't know why it's not a great idea. I think a house hack where you break even and live for free is amazing. You've just taken your largest expense to zero. Why is that not amazing? I don't know why people don't do that more. You guys want to talk about politics? Stop it. I'm not going to even recognize that nonsense. That's not what this channel is about. Okay. All right. Well, I think I caught up. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I got annoyed by all this silly politics nonsense. Plenty of places on the internet to talk about that stuff. It's not happening on my channel. All right, everybody. You have a wonderful day. Mom, if you're still watching, happy birthday. Ann and I love you. Take care of yourself. I'll call you at 11. Bye.